If you want to have your best financial year ever in 2026, you cannot just say, I want to make more money. You have to have a plan.
That's right. A goal without a plan is honestly, it's just like a wish. Hey, I'm Brad.
And I'm Megan, and we are Beauty of Wealth. If you are new to us, we help stylists and the beauty professionals stop stressing about money and start building real wealth and security with your money, both behind the chair and in your bank account.
We are incredibly excited to announce that we are partnering with Schwarzkopf to bring you financial education and training. Today, we're going to walk you through exactly how to set your 2026 financial goals, and we like to call this the Daily Breakdown.
We also created a free 2026 financial roadmap worksheet to go along with this video. You don't have to have it to watch this video, but if you're a visual learner like me, you can grab it in the link in the description and follow along.
All right, let's dive in. So, goal number one, all right, we want to determine your revenue target. And I want to stop you before you make the mistake that I see 90% of business owners make. Most people say, I want to make $100,000 per year, for example. So they set their sales goal of $100,000, and that is wrong.
Right, because we have bills. We have our booth rent, our color, our foils, our replacing our tools, our business insurance. That money comes out before we even get paid.
Exactly. So if you sell $100,000 in services, but your business expenses are, say, $30,000, you aren't making six figures. You're not making $100,000. You're making closer to $70,000. So we have to do the math backwards. So what we want to do, step one, all right, follow along. What do you want to personally take home? And let's say it's $100,000.
This is just an example. You can put whatever you want.
Yeah, step number two, estimate your annual expenses, and let's call it around $30,000.
And if you're asking, how do I even find this number? Look at your expenses from last year. Check your QuickBooks or your tax returns. If you still don't know, check your average expenses from last month and multiply it by 12. That will get you close enough and a good average.
Yeah, exactly. So step number three, add your desired annual income to your annual expenses. In this example, it would be $100,000 is your take-home goal, plus you had $30,000 in expenses. So your revenue goal is not $100,000. Your revenue goal is $130,000.
Okay, so now that we have that real number, $130,000, that sounds so scary than just trying to make $100,000. So we like to make sure that we do a daily breakdown to make it more manageable and more achievable.
Yeah, so take that $130,000, divide it by 48 working weeks because you do need a vacation.
You need time off, a few weeks.
And that's roughly $2,700 a week. Now, if you work 4 days a week, divide that $2,700 by 4. And now that gives you a daily target of $675.
See, when you look at that, that anxiety just drops. $675 a day covers your rent, your product, and pays you a six-figure salary. That is typically just 3 color services or 2 big transformation appointments. So goal number one is to write down your true daily target. Now, you might be looking at the number of $675 and thinking, yeah, right, my average day is only around $500. How do I close that gap? You may not need to work more hours or even get more clients. You just need to work smarter. So let's focus on some add-on services. Thankfully, Schwarzkopf has a ton of mask options for different hair types and even different goals for your client's hair, like moisture, protein, and bond repair. For example, let's say you have a blonding client. We all know that her hair is lacking some moisture because we all know that that lightening service just dried out the hair just a little bit. So let's look at the Blonde Me All Blondes Keratin Restoring Blonde Mask.
And let's look at the ROI on this. And ROI stands for return on investment. The professional tub is about 17 ounces and it sells for roughly, I think $33 is what we looked up.
Yes, with tax.
If you use a generous 1 ounce scoop per client, if you do the math, your total cost is only $2.06.
So basically $2.
Yeah, right. So let's say you charge the client $25 for this service and it costs you $2 and maybe 5 to 10 minutes of your time, right? So that's a net profit of $23. And if you do just 2 of these add-ons a day, that brings in an extra $46 per day.
And you might be thinking, Brad, $46 is not going to be a huge deal for you.
Really? But if you do $46 a day times 4 days a week, that's how many days a week you're working, that's $184 per week, which is almost $9,000 a year.
Just from a mask. And that is helping your client achieve their dream hair and closing the gap for your daily goal without stressing yourself out too much. I hope you can see the importance of having real tangible goals that you keep in mind. I actually have this goal sheet taped up in my locker, so I see it every time I open it. I see my numbers. I have my goals. You should do this too. If you don't have metrics to move to work for, you have no idea how to go forward and you're just flying blind.
Exactly. We have to talk about one last goal before we go. Now that we know your revenue target, which is $130,000, and we know your take-home target, which is $100,000, we need what's called a safety goal. I call this a cash reserve fund.
But that to me is so boring, so I call it the oh crap fund because things happen in life.
Sure, if you want to call it the oh crap fund, we'll just call it the oh crap fund.
We all know that this industry can fluctuate. December can be our busiest months, and January and February can be a little bit slower. So you need to be putting a small percentage of that income away so you aren't stressing or taking clients that you don't want to during your slow weeks. I used to never do this, but when the slow months rolled around, or if I took a vacation or I wasn't working, I was so stressed out to the max because I had zero money set aside as a buffer, and it really hindered my business.
And even if it's just $50 to $100 a week that you put into a separate high yield savings account, just start the process, because when you have those cash reserves, you make better business decisions because you aren't feeling desperate and feeling all that stress.
So here's your homework for 2026. Number 1 is to calculate your true annual goal, your take home plus expenses. Number 2, break it down to a daily number. You're going to feel so good about this. Number 3, pick a strategy like that blending mask to hit that number every single day. Number 4, open up a separate bank account that you can transfer, let's say $20, $25, $50 to $100 per week for your oh crap fund.
Just get it started, right? And
anything helps.
Exactly, yeah. And we're going to be dropping a lot more videos with Schwarzkopf this year to help you master not only the business side of your business, but also the personal side as well. So if you want to see the math that we just talked about, like laid out more clearly, download the free worksheet in the description below.
Let us know in the comments what your daily goal is for 2026. We want to see those numbers and we want to support you and cheer you on. We're so excited for you guys.
See you next time.
Bye, guys.